I convinced myself that his quiet mood was nothing more than hurt feelings. When people are wounded, they pull inward, speak less, and need distance. At least that's what I told myself. Each clipped reply, every glance that slid past me instead of meeting my eyes, every touch that felt careful rather than affectionate, I explained it all away. I assumed we were simply going through a difficult phase. I didn't understand that he was already saying farewell in a way I refused to hear. Before I explained what happened on the day he walked away, pause for a moment like this video and subscribe if you believe relationships rarely end with shouting, but instead fade away in silence. Now let me tell you how I learned that lesson. The hard way. His name was Aaron. We'd been together for 4 years, long enough to memorize each other's coffee orders, long enough to share passwords without thinking twice, long enough that I stopped imagining a future without him. That was my first mistake. The gap between us didn't begin with a dramatic argument. It crept in through small changes I hardly registered at the time. I canceled dates because work felt more urgent. I stayed out late with friends and didn't bother to check in. When he tried to explain that he felt distant from me, I waved it away. You're overthinking. I'd say we're fine. But fine slowly became two people existing beside one another instead of sharing a life. Aaron used to tell me everything, random ideas, silly jokes, the dreams that woke him at 3 in the morning. Then one day he stopped. I'd ask, "What's on your mind?" And he'd answer, "Nothing," with a faint smile that never reached his eyes. I told myself he was just stressed. One evening, he spoke so quietly it barely registered. "I feel like I'm losing you." I laughed it off. "You're not losing me. I'm right here." He nodded, but his expression said he didn't feel that way at all. Instead of moving closer, I pulled back. I believed giving him room was the right thing to do. I didn't realize that the space I was offering was slowly tearing us apart. The weeks drifted by like that, no arguments, no dramatic moments, just the gradual weakening of something that once felt unbreakable. Then came the day it finally ended. It was an ordinary Tuesday. I came home drained and distracted. Aaron sat on the couch with his phone in his hand, though his attention clearly wasn't on the screen. "Hey," I said, dropping my bag. "Hey," he replied. His voice was steady too steady. I started talking about my day, a long meeting, an irritating coworker, traffic. He listened the way someone listens to background noise present but not engaged. Eventually, I asked, "Why have you been so quiet lately?" He gave a soft smile. "Just thinking." "About what?" "About a lot," he answered. I sat beside him. "Are you still upset about last week?" I apologized. "I know," he said gently. That tenderness should have alarmed me, but instead it relaxed me. See, I thought, he's just hurt. He'll move past it. I went to the kitchen to make tea. When I returned, he was standing near the door, pulling on his jacket. "Where are you going?" I asked. He looked at me with a calm expression I didn't recognize. "I think I'm going to head out." "Out? It's late," he nodded. "Yeah." Something tightened in my chest. "Aaron, what's happening?" He stepped closer, stopping just in front of me without touching me, as if he were committing my face to memory. "I don't think I can keep doing this," he said quietly. My stomach dropped. "Doing what?" "This," he said again. "Us." My voice trembled. "You're just upset. We can fix this." He wore the same sad, gentle smile he'd had for weeks. "That's the thing," he said. "I'm not upset anymore." That confused me more than anger ever could. "What does that mean?" I whispered. "It means I already went through the pain," he said. I just did it silently. Tears filled my eyes. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I did," he replied calmly. "You just thought I was being dramatic." Memories rushed back. Night he said he felt like he was losing me. Every attempt he made to talk, every time I dismissed him. I thought you just needed time, I said. He nodded. I did. Time to understand that I deserve to feel chosen, not merely put up with. That word crushed me. I never put up with you, I sobbed. He looked at me with kindness, and somehow that hurt more. You stopped choosing me? That's the difference. The room fell silent. So that's it? I asked. 4 years, and you just walk away? He took a slow breath. I didn't just leave. I let go little by little while standing right beside you. My legs felt unsteady. Please don't go like this. For the first time, he stepped closer and rested his hands gently on my shoulders. Take care, he said softly. 2 simple words, but they sounded permanent. I grabbed his hand. Aaron, we can try again. I'll change. He smiled sadly. I believe you. But I'm tired of being the one waiting for the change. He released my hand, walked to the door, and opened it. I stood frozen, expecting him to turn around, to say he didn't mean it, to come back and hold me the way he always had. He didn't. He looked back once, no anger, no bitterness, just finality, then stepped outside and closed the door without a sound. No shouting, no slammed doors. Just the quiet click of the lock and the echo of 2 words that carried everything. With them, take care. That was the moment I understood something I wish I'd realized sooner. People don't always leave when they walk out the door. Sometimes they leave weeks earlier while you're still convincing yourself that their silence doesn't mean anything at all.